Welcome to the Golden Square Podcast with your hosts, Linda Scott and Sharilyn Fisher. Are you ready? Because we're starting now.
Hello, hello, hello.
Good afternoon.
It's evening.
It is. Girl, listen, it's morning time to me, or I needed to be morning or something good. I am truly thankful to God for this last past weekend,
couple of days,
month, whatever it is. That I think I've been in 3-4 states in that many days.
Yep,
so
that many
I am
days.
so grateful for the traveling grace.
It's always good to be home, though.
Yeah.
But you haven't been here, so I could tell you my exciting news.
Oh, shoot!
My sister's grandson, Jaden, who have lived with us forever, he was calling me all week saying all of his friends had gotten acceptance letters. He goes to a junior college.
Okay.
His plan was to go to a junior college for 2 years and then go to a major university to finish his degree. He wants to be an engineer. And he was saying, all of my friends got acceptance letters. All of my friends got acceptance letters. I said, baby, just hold on. Just hold on. But what he did is he didn't give him his address. He gave him my address. And I got the acceptance letter today. He's going to Sam Houston in September.
Oh, Jaden, that's awesome.
No. Full ride. A full ride. Like, yes, a 4.0 grade point average. All we got to do is feed that rascal.
Now, if people don't know, I know that's a whole paycheck right there. That's a whole paycheck.
I would have rather had paid for college than to feed him. I promise.
They don't eat. Well, some parents understand because these kids, Jaden is like 6'5",
300 something pounds.
300 pounds.
Yeah. He holds the record at Fort Bend for what's that ball they throw? Shot put?
The shot put.
No one has beat him yet, and he's been out of high school 2 years. No one has beat his record yet.
Jaden,
he's a
congratulations.
I am so proud of him.
I'm excited. Oh my God.
So
I got $2 on the lunch meal.
Yeah, every little bit help. We can send him some noodles.
$2. Congratulations, Jaden. I am so happy for him because you guys don't know this kid is a very good kid. He's not loud. You don't know his presence other than his body frame being in the room. Other than that, he's very laid back. Just good kid.
Good kid.
Lord Jesus, have mercy. I might need $3 now, girl.
Yeah, he asked me today, when are y'all going to stop calling me a kid? I don't know, boy.
And that's what we should have said, a little boy. When are we going to stop calling him a little boy?
I am so proud of him. I'm so proud of him.
Oh, that is so awesome.
I said, that just lets you know that you can do anything you put your mind to. You knew you had to have a good grade point average, so you wasn't running around and going to parties and doing all this stuff. You was concentrating on your work. So continue. You can do anything you put your mind to.
Blessings.
Yeah,
and we have
the head
so much. So much to be thankful for. I'm truly thankful that he's able to stay focused. Because we're going to need him. The way things are going right now today in the world, we need all these good kids. And we need to continue to push them. But these boys, we got to push them. But I can only give the max would be $3 on that meal, girl, because them jokers could eat. Do you hear me? So I'm excited to tell Jaden, I say congratulations and tell Ian. And
I text him every morning. Every morning I text him and say, make good decisions. Make wise decisions.
Yeah.
He'll tell him, I know, cuckoo, make wise decisions. Yeah.
Right. Oh, that's excellent.
But I'm so proud of him. I am so proud of him
as well. So what else is going on, girl? Okay, so let me just say this. I just got back from New York. And first of all, I think I posted about my granddaughter being with me for a whole week.
That was exciting.
That was so beautiful. Very, very exciting. She wore her cousin Todd out, y'all. Every day, this little girl thought that she's supposed to go shopping. Well, she had a good cousin. She had a good cousin. Every day he came home, there's an excitement that she gave every day he walked in the door. I'm like, so I thought you came to see Granny. She's waiting for her cousin Todd. And I'm so glad that they have that yes, that relationship. So that was beautiful. And then I had to leave and I went to Florida. I went to New York. So I just got back from New York. So and New York was cold, but it was a good event. I had a nice time. Of course, I met some beautiful people, but I'm waiting to talk to two people tonight, Sharilyn, two. And one of them, she was like, okay, so now what are we gonna do? But we've been talking about our health, and you know how we're getting older, and there's a couple of health problems out there that they always say this is the silent killer. This one is everything is a silent something. So if Dr. Ballard is available, Toya, would you go ahead and bring her in? Hey, girl.
Hello. Hi. How are you?
Good. I'm well. Thank you for having me.
Oh, my God. Thank you for accepting our invite. And everybody, this is what happens. Anyway, so she's here. So, we were talking about health. And we were talking about the different factors of, wait a minute, I see all the palm trees. Y'all see the palm trees right there? Okay. All right, that caught my eye all of a sudden. Okay, so anyway, but we were talking about our health. And Sharilyn and I, and everybody who knows me know I'm a scary person about going to the doctor. And we had Dr. Sugar Baby, Brenda. We was talking about some of the things that she had gone through with the devil in the white coat, and her doctor had butchered her,
right,
and all those things, and we wanted to. We have been conversing, Sharilyn and I, about how do we stop some of these things from going on? How do we not know that it's not a good doctor? What signs do we have about the different health problems? So, Doc, that's why we asked you to come on, because you and I were talking about high blood pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't think I had high blood pressure. And I'm about to have a stroke and didn't know that I'm, in that position. And you told me some things, and I was like, girl, you're going to have to come and tell our viewers some of the stuff that we're talking about to help us not to be in the boat that I was in. So thank you for joining us. So you said to me that high blood pressure is a silent killer.
Yes.
How and why?
Well, when you think about high blood pressure, you really don't know that you have high blood pressure. There aren't any true signs and symptoms of high blood pressure. But high blood pressure, aka hypertension, it can affect so many of our organs. And that's why we call it the silent killer. So someone one day may be walking around all fine and dandy, and the next thing you know, they're in the hospital, right? Being transported because their blood pressure is through the roof. And it's because of one, either not attending your annual visits with your doctor, or two, for those who were diagnosed with high blood pressure, for not managing or monitoring their blood pressure. So it's extremely important that, one, we do see our doctor. That's why we have health insurance. We pay for it out of our paychecks. Why not ensure that your health is intact, right? If it's not, it gives the doctor a good understanding of what they need to do in regards to your treatment. But without you attending those appointments and or managing your blood pressure at home, you just won't know until you feel just completely wiped out, right? So that's why it's pretty much called the silent killer.
Okay, so now one Sunday, I know I had some issues going on and trying to do, well, everybody know I love my seniors, and I was trying to accommodate one of my seniors that I love, And she kept giving me a hard time. And I was like, okay, so listen, I'm in Texas, you're in Florida. I'm gonna have to take a flight, come and spank you and make this happen. But in the meantime, my church was having testing high blood pressures, all our
health
issues.
day.
And after church, I went and Kenya, the man told me, how am I standing here? And he said, you need to go to the hospital right now. And I'm like, no, I'm okay. Do it again. So it looked like every time he did it, it was going higher and higher. And I'm like, no, wait a minute. Where's Sharilyn? Wait, come. I couldn't get it together. I couldn't see why I was having a high blood. Nothing was wrong. And he said, well, do you have a headache? I said, yeah, my head hurt right here. I know what the headache is from. And I'm still debating and trying to say, no, I don't have high blood pressure. I
Denial.
Yeah.
Denial.
Yeah. Because you know one thing, Linda's been in denial quite some time, because every time she have like an illness or whatever, and they do her blood pressure and her blood pressure is high, she tell the doctor, my blood pressure is high because I'm here, because I don't like hospitals, don't like doctors. And I tell Linda, you need to keep a check on your high blood pressure. And she always has some excuse why she shouldn't. So she was definitely in denial. But that day we was at church, she was sitting on one end of the table and they were taking hers over and over. And I was sitting on the other end of the table and they were taking mine over and over. But I knew why mine was high, because I went to the doctor a couple of days ago. And I don't know why they keep changing my high blood pressure medication. Oh, I don't know if I take it so long, my body get used to it, stop working. I don't know, but now I'm on some that kind of like regulates it. So, but I'm gonna keep a watch on mine and hers.
Thank you. Definitely do that, because I mean, she does have a point. Some people have what we call white coat syndrome. So anytime you're at the doctor's office, you're in a hospital, something
don't encourage
those white coats, knowing that you're in a hospital or medical setting, your blood pressure goes through the roof. So that's why we do tell patients, make sure you check your blood pressure at home, so that way you can see if you truly have elevated blood pressure or not. So she's kind of right there.
But okay, but Doc, listen, for those people such as myself who don't have, well, I have one now, but in that denial, and I knew I had the white coat syndrome. I knew it. And they had to do it over, at least they'll do it 3 times. If it comes like twice, the same thing, then okay, then you got an issue. But when we don't have those machines at home, how do we know what's going on? Other than my head is hurting, and then there's a little punch or a little, sharp pain that I have in my eye, that I was having in my eye, but I didn't know that was a part of my issue.
Right. Great question. So for those who don't have a monitor at home, I highly encourage people to utilize their pharmacy. Most pharmacies have blood pressure cuffs machines within the pharmacies. I know Publix for sure. Walmart is another one. You can go in while you're doing your grocery shopping. Actually do it before your grocery shopping, because your blood pressure might go up because of the cost of the groceries. But, before you start your grocery shopping, just sit down, put your arm in, check your blood pressure, and you can keep a track of your blood pressure that way. Or you can, maybe go to a health fair, as you guys were mentioning. Health fairs are great ways to, gather resources, to take advantage of all of the screenings that they offer. Most health fairs that I've been to, they all, at least at a minimum, they're going to check for blood pressure. So that's also a great way. If you have a friend or a family member that has high blood pressure and they keep a monitor on hand, check it when you're at their house. Say, hey, let me see how my blood pressure doing. My vision is kind of been blurry lately. I've been having these headaches lately, not sure what's going on. That's for me, when a person start experiencing those signs, headaches, frequent headaches, vision disturbances, my first go-to is, how's your blood pressure, right? So let's check our blood pressure and see how our blood pressure is doing. So those are all great ways to check your blood pressure. Now, if you've been diagnosed with blood pressure, you should have a monitor at your home. You should definitely have a monitor at your home. You should check your blood pressure how often as your doctor deem is necessary for you, at least twice a week. The best time, there's truly no best time, but research does show in the morning is a great time to check your blood pressure prior to you taking your medication. Some doctors may say, hey, we really got to keep a close eye, do it in the morning and in the evening to check your blood pressure. And then some may say, hey, just check it once a week to see how you're doing. What that tells us is the medication working for you if you are on medication? And then if not, we have to go back to the drawing board to see what medication to put you on to help get that blood pressure down. But we also must think about those contributing factors, right? So we all know some of those contributing factors are what we eat. So what we're putting into our system, that salt intake, that is definitely number one. You know, we love to season our food heavy with the salt, but that can increase your blood pressure. And in return, obesity, you know, overweight can be one of those risk factors for obesity as well.
Girl, listen, you just stepped on two toes of my feet. Look, 2, and I got 8 left now. You done stepped on 2. First of all, yes, I like my seasoned food, but I'm not heavy with the salt. Every now and then, if I go in the kitchen, anything possible can happen. I can be heavy because I ain't used to going in there. But 2, I'm a big girl. How do we get past? So now I'm gonna lose weight, and my blood pressure gonna go down. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, ma'am. So
possibility, yeah.
Research has shown weight loss will decrease your blood pressure, and it can decrease other health risks that you may have as well. But we have to not only for those who are diagnosed with hypertension, not only just take our medications and making sure we adherent to our medications, because a lot of times that's why our blood pressure isn't going down, because we're not adherent to our medications. That's a whole nother story, talk for another time. But we have to incorporate lifestyle changes. It goes together. You can't do one without the other. You can't just take your medication and still eat how you want to eat, live how you want to live. You have to decrease your alcohol intake, decrease your caffeine, smoking for those who smoke. You have to try to, go on a smoking program to stop smoking. But yes, incorporating some sort of physical activity can definitely decrease your blood pressure. And the studies have shown that it is proven.
Yeah, because I've noticed when I'm walking, I've noticed that when I'm walking, my blood pressure goes down. So that activity really helps.
Absolutely. And I think it's extremely important. I think just walking 30 minutes, let's say at least like 3 to 5 times a week starting out, can definitely give you some decrease in your blood pressure and potentially decreasing the amount of medications you're on. Most patients we see are on 2 to 3 blood pressure medications. Now that's just blood pressure medications. That's not any other medications they're on for pain,
and God, I didn't realize blood pressure was that poisonous. Let me just say that because that's a poison to me. I didn't realize it. I just know, just from being in the presence of Sharilyn, I know she do take a blood pressure pill, and then I know when she don't take it, because she's a little different. But I noticed that. So we'll have to go back, and especially at our age, that we probably do need to walk a little bit more. But I should be healthy as I don't know what from this last weekend, because they walk everywhere in New York. So that should be a downer by itself. However, I didn't know that if you take the pill, you still have to redo the diet. I'm thinking like, so you take the pill, then you still can eat whatever you want to eat.
Well, the medication is going to do what it's going to do, but we have to do our part as well. to help the medication be at its peak, at its most effective, right? So, if you ever want to be able to decrease the number of medications you're taking, you want to include those lifestyle changes, right? We don't want to just say diet. We want to say lifestyle changes, because it's a total different way of thinking, how you prepare your foods, how what foods you buy in order to keep your other organs healthy. Because again, hypertension can affect your vision, it can affect your heart, your kidneys. So we want to make sure we're having a healthy lifestyle when it comes to what we eat.
Yeah.
And Jonathan just said,
packaged food. Go ahead.
Yeah, Jonathan just said medication is a necessary evil to most of us. I guess that would be.
I guess so.
Yeah, because I'm not a pill taker. I'm really like the worst case to even be discussing. Any of this stuff, because I'm the worst.
But I have found out that the worst enemy for high blood pressure is prepackaged food, like your lunch meat and your hot dogs and your wieners and your bacon. And these are things that we were raised on. That now that we're adults, are not good for us. Because I'd go grab a piece of bread and a piece of lunch meat in a minute and call it a day. But
that's it.
But they say, you can't live off of that. You can't do that every day. It's okay every once in a while, but you
moderation.
Just can't do that every day. Yeah, my friend over there will eat a hot dog every day.
Every day if you let me. Every day if you let me.
Yeah. No. So hot dogs, I'm with you. I grew up on the hot dogs too. Went to college, started putting them in the oven instead of, because I didn't have a grill. But you couldn't tell me I ain't have a grill hot dog. But what you come to find out, which I hardly eat hot dogs now unless I'm at a picnic or a birthday party, something like that. What you find is the sodium content. So that salt and, like as you mentioned, the lunch meats, the hot dogs, the bacon are high. So that is what's causing our blood pressure to be elevated.
But you know what? I have to say, I'm very, very proud of Linda, because I remember a couple of years ago,
hot dogs. We're going to cut out the hot dogs.
No, she was eating a jar of jalapeno peppers, I'm going to say in a 2-week span. And she would eat them with everything. I don't care. Eggs. She got some jalapeno peppers on it, whatever. But when she started having some problems with her stomach, and the doctor told her to cut out the spice, she just did it cold turkey. Just after eating them every day, she just did it. So she has a little willpower over there. You can cut out those hot dogs.
Sharilyn, the spice, I say okay, thank you, and I'm glad that you're proud of me. But the hot dogs, y'all got me scratching my head like I got fleas and stuff. But the hot dogs, that's my go-to. I can like have a hot dog, put it on the plate, cut it up, put the ketchup. I'm not a bread eater, so I put all the relish, I put everything on it, and I just sit there and eat my hot dogs. And
you know why? Why? You know why, right? It's convenient. It's fast. So things that are the most convenient and fast in food terms are really the foods that are not the best for us. So think about fast foods, you just order, you go through the drive-through. Microwave foods, not always the best, because they have that high salt content. So we're going to have to figure out what we can replace your hot dogs with. I'm going to have to think about it for a second.
Yeah, you could go ahead and think about that, because not Toya, Kenya, I'm a doctor, but listen, I'm not to me, that's not my issue though. I'm a meat person. Mm-hmm. I eat vegetables. I think my issue is I don't like to cook. You might be right. Mm-hmm. I don't like to cook because I stopped cooking for my children. Anybody know me when they was in first grade. So I don't cook, but it's not that I don't cook, but I do know friends. Sharilyn's a great cook, y'all. She ever tell you she can cook, she lying. She's a great cook. She is. However, that was my issue. I would go to my friend's house, or I would go somewhere and eat. And then when I go out to eat, I'm a veggie girl. I eat my fish, and I eat, stuff like that. I eat healthy, but I eat incorrectly, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So, but The hot dog is not just because it's convenient, it's because I like it.
She really like hot dog.
Alcohol. I'm not a drunk, but I like to drink because I like the taste of my drink, not that it's making me drunk, because that's not what I do.
Right.
So something wrong up here, girl. That's all I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna leave it right there.
Well, Linda, you've always drunk in moderation, so you're a social drinker. You're not a person who has to have a drink every day or whatever, or every week or whatever. You're a very social drinker, and you drink in moderation. So that's a good thing. But see, I'm gonna tell you her secret.
Okay.
We go out and she get a tablespoon of rice and a cup of gravy.
Yeah. So
can you put some more gravy on that? Yeah. Can you put some more? And she eats salad. She eats salads all the time. She has a cup of salad and 2 cups of salad dressing.
She's telling it all. Salads are good. Salads are good. But we got to be careful with the dressing and that we're not just oversaturated.
I don't know.
Her lettuce be floating on a plate.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know. But listen, Doc. I know I need help. And I know I'm not the only one out there who need help. So y'all don't try to make it be like it's me only, because I know I have peers out there
we all need some help.
Drink they salad dressing just like I do. So come on, y'all, talk to us and get some help out here. But we do appreciate you coming in and talking about this. So we're gonna have to bring you back in on a health week. With Sharilyn, we just need to do a health month.
Yeah, we do. So many things that we need to talk about, especially our Black people.
Yes. Yes.
Our Black people.
And I can't. Yeah. Look, Jonathan said blue cheese 4 days.
Oh my goodness! You know, we gotta stay away from the white salad dressings. Stay away from a lot of white things. White bread.
And we need to stay from over Mama Brown house too.
White rice.
Yes.
Yeah. So we need to stay from over Mama Brown house too. With those cakes lined up. The peach cobbler and the cakes lined up on the counter. We need to stay from over her house.
Yeah. So thank you so much for joining us. We really do appreciate it. But just know that
my pleasure. Anytime.
We will be coming back. We need to do a whole segment on health for our people.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from the best doctor that I know of. I love her so much, and thank you so much for joining us. And
thank you, Takina.
Next one. Thank you, love.
You're welcome. Have a good night, all.
Good night. Hi, this is Sharilyn Fisher, and I am so excited about Joyful Playhouse. Let me tell you what Joyful Playhouse is. It's a funplex center, but it's like no other funplex center in the Houston and surrounding areas. We will be dedicated to children with disabilities and special needs. Not only we have services for the children, but we will have services for the families and the siblings. Joyful Playhouse needs your assistance. Will you please go to our website, www.joyfulplayhouse.com. There you will find a QR code to make contributions, and there's also a link where you can sign up to volunteer. That is www.joyfulplayhouse.com, and you can also find us on all social media at joyfulplayhouse.com. I'm excited, and I want you to get excited with us. So come on aboard to joyfulplayhouse.com.
Hey, welcome back. So, Sharilyn.
Yes.
It's that time of the hour. It's that time, y'all. I know y'all been sitting there waiting, to see is Isaac Hayes really dead? Or do he have a double, or what's going on? So listen. Yes! Hey! There he comes, y'all.
There he is. Yeah. Linda, this is our brother from another mother right here.
Okay. Mr. Jonathan W. Fields, how are you tonight, babe? We can't hear you. All of that's going on. Bring it in. Come on.
Yes. I'm blessed. There we go.
How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
Great.
Been waiting to get with you guys.
Listen, we got so much to talk about. So, Jonathan, you know you're gonna have to come back again, so we can go and spend this whole hour with you.
Whole hour.
A whole
Really get
hour.
to talk.
Oh, yeah.
Cheryl, I don't even know where I want to start with this young man. Jonathan, why don't you introduce yourself to our viewers?
Well, I'm Jonathan Fields, aka Mr. SwagNificent, and I'm the CEO and founder of Dark Gable Productions, which will soon be transformed and transfixed to The Grind. That's forthcoming. Also, I'm the CEO and founder of XtREME Nailz International, and just launched my second nonprofit called You Believe, You Achieve Foundation.
Wow!
So what does You Believe You Achieve? What does that do? What kind of foundation is it?
That basically is surrounding all the services and stuff going into baby boomers and seniors reinventing themselves and preparing themselves for the millennium.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Okay. So, all right. So, Sharilyn, that's us. All right.
That's us.
Absolutely. That's all of us.
That's all of us. Okay. Thank you, Jonathan.
Okay, thank you, bro. Thank you. So now, one of my really big things of interest with you is why are you so fixated on the XtREME nails? And if you have any pictures that Toya could display for us to show what I'm talking about, the ladies with the long nails, how did that become your interest?
It's kind of hard. It goes all the way back to me being a child. I guess I was always fascinated. We all have those aunties and grandparents, and you always have that one auntie or person in your family whose nails were just extremely long or grandiose or very colorful. And as a child, I was always kind of focused on that. Yeah. And I grew up and I noticed that the trend had ups and downs. There was a time where I was talking to somebody the other day and I said, lead press on nails. And they were saying, what you know about that? I said, yeah, I was in the military there. I remember that was a big thing with the sisters in the West Coast. They would go get their nails done, but they wouldn't go to the salon. They were going and getting the lead press on nails to go to the club, So then I saw the trend went from that to actually going to the salon and getting your nails done. And then I noticed trends, and I said, well, there wasn't a lot of us doing nails. It was most of the Asian population doing the nails. And I just started looking at things, and I tend to be a little off track in my thinking. I think a little differently than most people, and I see things that go on in our world differently than most people. So I was kind of questioning and asking myself, well, how come the hair salon has numerous magazines that focus on hairstyles and techniques and things that help make your hair more beautiful, make your hair grow and things like that. You have things for the skin. You even have male products for male pattern baldness, and you have all this. But I said the nail community really doesn't have that support. So I said somebody really should get out there and do something like that.
And you said it was me.
You originally from?
I should do it.
I said, why not me?
Why not me? Okay. So
where are you originally from?
Go ahead, Sharilyn.
Where are you originally from?
The Bronx, New York.
Well, I don't know why I was thinking Chicago. I don't know. You look like one of them Chicago brothers.
No, I have an affection for Chicago, but that'll be on another conversation. That's in the military conversation. But yeah, okay. Chicago and Philadelphia are my two favorite cities in terms of my maturation and growing up and traveling. But no, I'm a boogie down boy.
All right.
So, Jonathan, how did you get the women to take into your nail fight?
That's a good story. Nobody ever asked me that. But when it first started out, it was just a vision in my head. Then I started jotting things down about how I would get into actually putting that together. And then because of the associations that I had gained over the years, because a lot of people don't realize that I started out as a counselor, as an HIV counselor, as a substance abuse counselor, eventually maturating into supervisory and management, and then eventually corporate levels. So it allowed me to do a lot of traveling and come in contact with various people. So I started establishing rapport with people in different, in different entities and stuff. And I would meet ladies from time to time that had their nails a little more out there. And, I befriended them so it made it a little more comfortable when it was time for me to put my business and take my business into fruition. I could actually go back to those particular ladies and ask them questions and pick their brains and stuff like that. So what happened was a few of my earlier Facebook pages and YouTube sites, there were a lot of ladies on there who were legends, so to speak, in the extreme nail genre. For one, we all know our good friend Lena Cole.
Right.
Yeah.
So there were just a lot of ladies out there that I befriended, and I shared some of my visions with, and they were very excited about it, and they were encouraging and supportive. So it allowed me to feel comfortable doing it, because sometimes if you go against the grain or you do something different than other people, you get labels, and stuff like that. And I didn't want people to perceive me to be some sort of stalker or some sort of person who had some negative ulterior motives to approaching ladies, that because of their nails, because sometimes that can be misconstrued as a male, and as a large African American male, it just, it doesn't fit the vision that people would think. They would expect maybe a lady would be doing that, or maybe a Caucasian person or Asian person would be doing that. So I had to be very careful how I did it and how I approach people. But my personality is pretty inviting and subtle. I'm not overly aggressive, and I'm not threatening to people. So, my personality has been very good at opening doors in all branches of entertainment.
Right. Well, Toya has a couple of pictures I think that she can put up, because the questions that people would see on, she said not yet, but the questions that I would receive from people who see Lena's nails, the first thing they do, what that question is: how does she cook? How does she clean? How does she do?
How you wipe yourself and all that kind of stuff.
Right. So I just wanted a couple of pictures to be shown in reference to the beauty of the art of the nails, because I definitely couldn't function with them. What are some of the answers that she would give, or that you are hearing her give, or them, not just her?
Most of the top tier of extreme nail divas, they've been hit with those derogatory comments for decades, and they have all kind of patent responses. Sometimes they say, I don't have to wipe my butt, my husband does, or I can do I can do the same thing you can do. You want to challenge me, or come in my kitchen one day and you can see what I can do with these claws, and things like that. So they have very creative responses, and they're used to the negativity. So they've been able to brush that off, which kind of leads into what makes the extreme nail international business so effective and so opening for a lot of people, because it allows that platform to be there for people who have gone through the negativity to draw in an audience who is supportive and positive towards the extreme nail community. I mean, you look at Cardi B, you look at Megan Thee Stallion, you look at Love and Hip Hop, you look at all these shows, you look at the commercials now. The nails are not going anywhere. They're out there now. Mainstream America, in terms of the entertainment, the fashion industry, have embraced that. So now, if you're coming into the business now, you're kind of coming in after the fact. You know, I'm pretty much a pioneer to opening that door and creating that platform. So now there are a lot of Johnny come lately people trying to get on Facebook, you know, and do little stuff and say they this, that, and the other. And I'm kind of amused by it because most of the legends, you know, always hit me up. They text me and they call me and they say, "Oh, Jonathan, somebody else try to do what you do it." And somebody else, well, you know, my stuff's patent. They can do what they want to do.
Right. So, and whenever the pictures come, then we will show so people know what we're talking about in the art of it. Because not only do I know we're just gonna keep Lena in mind, and not only do I know she has the long nails, but she does nails. And if I had not ever seen her do a set, I would say, you didn't do that. You didn't do that. I don't care what you say, you didn't do it. So they are functional nails, I guess, as that what we could say about them. The art of them do stop people because everywhere that she would go, everybody wants to.
Yeah, someone would stop her and ask her the same silly questions.
Ask the questions. Well, you know, but Sharilyn, I don't think the questions are silly because that's a natural reaction of me with my little short nails. I'm barely functioning. How does she do it? You know, with hers.
I would like the next time we should just do an isolated show on just that, so I can show some actual video, live video, and I can show you a whole kitchen with 4 or 5 ladies with extreme nails actually putting together some gumbo. And I videoed the whole time that they were cutting up the vegetables, that they were getting their pots together, that they were getting the seasoning, and it was like a whole assembly line. And Lena was the main person there, and you can just see her just cutting onions, cutting vegetables, peeling shrimp, stirring the pot, you know, setting the tape. I mean, like just regular people, and you know, and it's part of a particular video that I'm going to drop down the road. We'll talk about some other projects coming where it's going to show a few of these ladies behind the scenes, you know, at home and out in the community, and some of their careers. And it's going to blow people's mind. It's going to really change. It's going to really change the narrative about a lot of these ladies.
I've seen a video that, and it's been a couple of years ago. I've seen a video where Lena did. She posted it on Facebook where she had her long nails, but she was actually doing someone else's nail. And I was just like mesmerized, just sitting, look like, how is she doing that? And she had her long nails doing someone else's nails. So
hold on one second, Sharilyn.
That was
hold it right there. We're gonna take a commercial. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back. Okay.
Hey, this is your girl Linda Scott. I am here to introduce you to Linda S. Jewelry 1426. Now, some of you know me, some of you don't. But if you don't know me, get to know me. Check out and scan the QR code below. Look at the inventory. I made this. God created. I put it together. See you soon.
Okay.
All right. So
Joy has some pictures available.
I've seen that too. And it blew my mind. It totally blew my mind. I definitely couldn't.
I was mesmerized. I watched the whole video, and I watched it a couple of times.
Yeah.
I was just astonished how she, and you know, we have Jonathan, you and Lena have come to Houston, and we've gone out and we've done things together. And Lena does everything we do. You know, she does everything we do. So it's not a challenge for her. But I also have a friend who got burned. Her hands got burned. And she doesn't have any fingers. She has no fingers on one of her hands, and she still does everything. So I think it's you learn to do things, and you teach yourself how to do things with the disability that you have. So
well, we call that disability or take for granted that we need all of these things to do some different things. So Jonathan, well, we met some years ago.
Yeah.
However, what are you doing? Because I know you're hosting. I know. Wait, talk about the project, or if you can, the project of you being the double for Isaac Hayes. And you know, everybody always asks you, "Hey man, you related to Isaac Hayes? Is Isaac Hayes? Man, Isaac Hayes is gone. The real Isaac Hayes."
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you look so much like him. Your
You
mannerisms.
do.
He was a cool too.
It's interesting because every time somebody comes up to me, even at my age, at this point in my life, I have been asked or told that I resemble Isaac Hayes ever since high school. Now that's 60 plus years. So um, it was funny. It wasn't until I was in the military and I was stationed in Memphis in a place called Millington, Tennessee. It's like 20 minutes outside of Memphis. And I used to hang out at the club scene there, and I ran into Isaac Hayes back in the 80s. And he's shorter than I am, but we were at that time he's shorter than I am, but at the time we were about the same build because Isaac Hayes was very muscular. He used to play football too. And he was in the nightclub, and when I went to the bathroom, somebody came in the bathroom and said, "Mr. Hayes, can I have your autograph?" And and I was like, "I'm not Isaac Hayes." And they said, and then it was two ladies, and the lady said, "Well, I can't cuss on your thing," but she was just saying, "Oh, that M, blah blah blah. They think they all that. He don't want to sign a damn autograph. I'm gonna bust his Stax records. I ain't playing another damn Shaft record." And blah blah. She walked out, and I was like, damn, you know. So I went out. So I went outside, and I went back into the club, and him and his entourage was coming in the club. So it was like straight out of like a movie. It was like two people looking at each other, and people were taking pictures and saying, "Oh my God, is that his brother?" And And it was just funny. It was funny as hell. And then in the same city that I went to McDonald's, and a young lady I was dating at the time, she used to always talk about, say, "Oh, you look like Isaac." So we went to a McDonald's, and we were in the drive-through, right? I'm ordering. So the guy opens the window, and I say, "You know, I want some fries, a Big Mac, blah 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 blah." Had my little shades, you know, I was all dapped out and stuff. And the guy was a gay guy. He was like, "Oh my God, girl, come here. Oh, hey, he's at the window. Oh my God." Oh, I mean, all the people came to the window. They was all scoring the window. Said, "Oh, Mr. Hayes, can I have your?" And I'm gonna be honest with you. Until I was really into my 50s, I hated that. I hated people coming up to me doing that. I was always kind of insulted by it. You know, at some point I just said, "Let me embrace this. I mean, God did this. I mean, you know, it's not a bad thing. It's not like he's a bad individual. He's well renowned. He's loved by people." So I said, "You know what? Let me stop going against the grain and embrace it." And after that, you know, I was pretty cool with that. And then when I started my pilgrimage and came to LA, I ran into a couple of people who deal with entertainment impersonators. I just happened to be in the right place at the right time, and one of the top you know, talent agents for that, who does the Elvis Presley, you know, impersonators of Michael Jackson. He saw me and he said, "Hey man, you know, you can make a lot of money out here, you know, doing things for Isaac Hayes." So I kind of got with him, but I was trying to put my business together, you know, in conjunction with that. So I just did a couple of things back and forth, and that kind of opened the door for me in LA as well. So people were inviting me places saying the real Isaac Hayes, you know, and then I have a video. I have a video where I went to an event and they set it up so nice. They had the grand piano and they said, "Do you have a chain vest?" I said, "Chain vest?" They said, "Yeah, you know." And Isaac Hayes, you know, he got a Grammy and he had the chain. He said, "You're built real nice, you know. We put that vest on." I said, "No, I don't have one." They said, "Okay, we're gonna hook it up. We're gonna hook it up." So when I came, they came out with this chain vest with the fly chain vest that he had at the Grammys that year. So, you know, I had the shades on, the beard was tight. and nice manicured, you know. And they said, well, you know, can you make it voice? I said, sure, I can drop my voice and I can, you know, I can do Shad for you. And I said, he's a bad mother. Shut your mouth. So they played the music, and I broke up in there. You know, I said, who is the man that can risk his death, brother man? Shad. They said, oh, you got the voice inflection too. They said, oh, we're gonna make this work. You know, so that's how the door opened up with that. So one of the main financiers that had the rights to Isaac Hayes' story, he was a friend of mine. And, you know, he got together with me and we were walking through that journey for a good 3 years. If you know anything about Hollywood, you know, the hardest part is the production, is them getting the green light for the production. You can get people that have the writers and the people who want to put the money up, and, you know, you can get all the nuances done, but until you get that green light that you can go ahead in production, sometimes stuff sits on the shelf for a while. So off and on, during the time I was in California, I'd say 3 different times it was a go. And then when we got to the last week, it was now the person who had supposedly had the rights, one of Isaac Hayes' children, actually, who has his own website called FanDuel, is owned by Isaac Hayes Jr. And if you look at him and you look at me, now we definitely look alike, his son and I. And so there was a little tug of war going on between the rights and who was going to be the executive producer. So all that stuff was going on behind the scenes.
Right.
So now we're here to 2023. Some folks reached out to me, some different people who claim they have the rights to it now. So, you know, I'll be flying out back and forth to California and hopefully keep our fingers crossed that they won't drop the ball on this one either. We can go ahead and make this happen. So,
wow, that's amazing. So, listen, I think the producer has some of the pictures because I want to show the people the nail art that you have spent a lot of your time.
Oh my goodness!
Yes,
that's nice,
beautiful, and that's Nina's work.
That's Lena's work. Yeah,
that's her work. So I want to make sure we give her props. That's her work, and look at the creativity on those nails. That's amazing. Jonathan, I'm glad it's you, but bruh, I wouldn't be able to walk and say, hey, I don't know. My mind wouldn't be right to come in to just, you know, I'd be one of them people. What you gonna do with them nails? You know, that would have been me. Never looking at the inside of that person.
Right.
Because she is like one of the sweetest women that you ever.
Oh my goodness, that's
gosh, she's so sweet.
Yeah, just like Linda, you know, that's my other sister. You know, I never had any siblings growing up, but you know, I tend to get attached to people once I get close to them. So between Linda and Lena, those are that's like my 2 older sisters. Even though I'm the oldest, they're like my older sisters. So you know,
Lena's a great.
Yes,
but Jennifer, when you first came in, we're gonna have to bring you on again because you got me curious. You said that you're changing the name of your company, and you need to come back on and explain to us why, because that's how we know you, Mrs. SwagNificent, for your magazine and for all the things you do. These are the things that we know you from. So I would like for you to come back and tell us why you're changing. What made you want to change?
Yeah, and that's a great story. That it's going to be the culmination of this journey that I've been on. You know, so the grind is actually, just to make it brief, the grind is actually the end or the culmination, the totality of everything that I've been through, how these pieces came together, what these pieces are going to do for everybody else, how other people can get on board, how, again, as I said, you know, our population, you know, the baby boomers, the senior citizens, how we can evolve and not just get old, but we can begin to live and reach even greater heights as we approach our 50s, our 60s, our 70s. We can do more and more and more. You know, we're living longer. Our nutrition is better. Medicine is more improved. Our ideology is unmistakable. You know, as you get older, even though your short-term memory might not be what it used to be, the ideas and the visions that you have are the end result of your years of experience and exposure to stuff. And I think that that's so invaluable that we don't want to lose that resource. So this business is kind of showing people too where I came from, my background, how I got to where I was, and how I was a late starter. I mean, I didn't go to California until I was in my 50s to begin this journey. So I had retired, and and went into the business. So I was somebody coming there that was definitely looked upon as, you're not going to succeed in this because you're too old. Number one, it's a young man's game, and things like that. So I want to show people that that's not true. We all are still creative until God asks us to come home. So, and Linda, you're the perfect example of that. Both of you are a perfect example of that. You guys are still living your best lives, and we've done some things. I mean, we got grandkids, so
right.
In some cases, great grandkids.
Great, yeah. Well, my grandkids said I ain't having none. They ain't having none for a while. So I hope to see some great grands one day. But Jonathan, we've been, like you said, we've been on this kick for a long time. And when we first met, we said this is what we was going to be doing, and to see that it didn't happen overnight, because it takes time to happen.
Takes time and work.
Right, exactly. Hard work. When everybody else is asleep, we awake trying to figure out which direction to go. So, Jonathan, I am so sorry that we only had a few minutes, and I know it was the time zone different, but we're gonna bring you back.
Oh, we can do it again. Yeah, because I do want to come back, because by the time, depending on how your time is, I would like to come back when I drop my book. The book is going to drop in about 30 days, so I want you guys to get that. Oh, yeah, I want you guys to get that exclusive.
And what's the name of your book? Can you tell us that?
The Player Chronicles.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna tell a story. People gonna be mad,
That's okay.
That's all right.
I'm putting our secrets out here. I'm putting the men's secrets out there, so they're gonna be hating. I'm telling you,
that's okay. I know you didn't get where you are without any haters, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, absolutely. You got to have them to be successful.
That's the only way we can. Hey, that's the experience. They don't even know that's what it's called. Experience.
If they ain't hating, you ain't doing nothing.
You ain't doing nothing.
Right.
Nothing. So, but bro, don't go nowhere. But to all our viewers, Sharilyn and I thank you very much for joining us tonight, and to our first lady who jumped on with the medical with my blood pressure going crazy.
Oh yeah, she has some good stuff.
And your valor, we appreciate you, sweetie. And we thank you all. We'll see you all next week, 7 p.m. The Golden Square Podcast. And hey, don't forget to join our YouTube and subscribe. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
All right.